Now, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived at Mphapuli Royal House in Mbilwi in Sibasa in Limpopo, where he is leading the National Working Committee's visit to the province. The National Working Committee members will hold engagements with various party structures and alliances partners in 5 regions in the province. They will assess the state of politics and governance at local and provincial level. Senior traditional leader Thovhele Mphapuli of Mphapuli Traditional Royal Council has called on President Ramaphosa and his cabinet to tackle corruption. We now speak to our reporter Mphaphuli, who's joining us there live. Mphaphuli, thank you so much for your time. Perhaps just bring us up to speed with what's happening there.
Yes, indeed. Good morning to you, Mphapuli, and the viewers at home. We are here in Mbilwi, quite correctly, in the Vembe district where we are. Well, what we do know is that members of the National Working Committee of the ANC are all over, the various regions of the Limpopo province. And I think some of them had arrived even as early as yesterday. We were in Mudumule and we'd heard there were some that were there, but we know that there are different issues within the province. But also, let's talk about the Waterberg issue. In that Waterberg region, quite a problematic area there. You would remember that in Lephalale, there was that issue of mayorship where we saw that particular municipality having had 3 mayors, or having quite 3 mayors in the last, since the, the local government elections in 2020, and also in 2021 rather, and also there was also that issue that where we saw that ANC councillors that side also defiant voting for the mayor of a Democratic Alliance mayor there. There's also the issue of Tabazimbi that we know should, and we've been told by the national spokesperson of the ANC that it is one of the issues that will also be spoken about, the Mkhalakwena issue as well, the political instability that's taking place there as well. But various members of the National Working Committee in different parts of this province. We also, there were questions that were posed to the local chief here, bringing it back where we are right now, Chief Mphaphuli telling us that, the issues that he wanted to bring up with the president or with, with the members that have been deployed here was the issue of service delivery. He spoke about that a lot of the villages here, there's about 78 villages that make up this area, saying that a lot of the villages they're suffering from, issues of service delivery, using water as an example, saying that a lot of his residents or a lot of his subjects going without water for months on end. He also said he wanted to bring up the issue of corruption. We do know that this is obviously the area where there was the VBS scandal that took place here a few years ago. So those are just some of the issues that he wanted to address. He also spoke about, millions are being lost, or, millions there are fraudulent activities that are taking place. I suppose speaking to the issue of corruption, saying that those are just some of the issues that are hindering progress of his community and other communities, and also speaking about the development of the rural area here. I mean, when you drive in other parts of Venda, you can see that, a lot still needs to be done when you look at the roads. So those are just some of the issues that he said he would be addressing with the president. So I'm just listening in at the back here. It seems like they're almost done. So the president is going to come out not so long, in a few, hopefully in a few minutes. But also, maybe just bring in, the spokesperson of the ANC, the national spokesperson, Malindi Bengu Mutsiri, just to tell us about the visit, the purpose of the visit that they have here this weekend. As we've just spoken about, a lot of the members of the National Working Committee and various parts of, Limpopo and the different regions. What are the key issues that you feel that needs to be addressed, particularly in this province, as the National Working Committee of the ANC?
Well, I think the issues of service delivery are really key. I think they're uppermost in the visits, the different visits by the NWC members across the province, including here in Vembe. I mean, if you look at this area, the beauty is palpable. The economic potential of this region is unbelievable. From the minerals environment in Vembe to food production, lots of potential agriculture here, tourist potential, and a lot of that is being done. But most certainly, we need to accelerate that from a service delivery point of view, so that the people of this province and in this region can actually be able to exhaust the fullest potential, particularly the economic potential of the region. The concern around water services delivery is an area that the chief has raised together with Induna Ngaphakathi, and so it's been an important issue, and the president has extensively responded inside there about the work that is being done by government to address some of water-related shortages in the region.
And also, I mean, the politics as well that bring you here to this region. We understand there are issues there in the Waterberg region. You did say that nothing was, there was no-go area in terms of an issue being raised. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Without a doubt, Waterberg, and as I said, and many other parts of the province are those issues that are going to be ventilated by the NWC when it has compiled its report of this visit, looking at all of those service delivery issues, including issues of governance and political leadership.
And when will we get a report on this? I know you're going to be meeting on Monday.
Yes, we will be meeting on Monday. I suspect that the NWC will have a quick reflection on the success or otherwise of the visit, but a much more comprehensive report will be put out and will be processed internally by the structures of the ANC.
Thank you so much, Mphaphuli. Thank you very much. You've heard there that was the spokesperson of the ANC, but I see the president, he's just come out of that meeting. Perhaps we are going to just get that opportunity to doorstep him and just ask him of the engagements that he had inside here. Let's just take this opportunity. He's just having that conversation. He's going to give us a minute. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. President.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Aren't you feeling cold?
It's very, very cold. Yeah. Thank you so much, President. Can you just please tell us, we saw you had engagements with the chief and the head men and women of this particular area and this land. Can you just please tell us what were in the engagements there? He did tell us that he was going to be addressing various issues with you.
Yeah, as you know, when the leadership of the ANC goes around the country, our first port of call is always to go and greet and pay homage and tribute to our traditional leaders in the area, and we were very pleased that Thovhele Mphapuli welcomed us so warmly in his new offices, which he is very grateful for having been built by the province. And we also had an opportunity to meet the other traditional leaders who work under him, and it was a wonderful occasion to interact with them and also to get to hear a number of issues that are of concern to them. And one of the key issues is the water and the roads in the area, and also the lack of development, economic development that will lead to job creation. And they raised it in a very positive way, and they've got proposals that they put forward to us, which we are really grateful for, because they've got a very positive disposition, and they've got suggestions that they put forward. And we did say that we are in the process of prioritizing issues such as water, reticulation, as well as roads. And we've started a campaign countrywide to focus on those issues. But we also gave them a reality check that because the needs are so enormous that we will be getting on with addressing those issues, and some areas may not be touched at the time that everyone would want, but we are not going to leave any area untended or unattended to as we go on. It obviously depends on our budgetary and fiscal constraints. But we responded to them by saying that yes, we are going to focus on development, and the leadership of both government and the governing party, the ANC, will be responsive to all those issues at national, provincial, and at local level. So we had a very positive meeting, a really good meeting, engaging with them. So I'm very pleased that we had this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. You've heard there that was the president of the country as well as the president of the African National Congress, just giving us, Let me just giving us a brief synopsis of what took place in that meeting there with traditional authorities. You know, speaking to the issues of water, let's speak about water. We do know that previously the PEC was in Sekhukhune this week. Speaking on the issue of water, we know that a lot of bulk water infrastructure projects in this particular province quite problematic, that they are hardly, you know, there's a lot of them that do not get finished. For example, if you look at the Guyane water project, we even saw that there was that ministerial delegation that came down, Minister Mkhunu, addressing those particular issues of that water project that had taken over 10 years, you know, to just have some sort of progress. So hopefully soon enough, that is another project that will hopefully bring water to the people of Vembe as well as the people of Guyane, I think in the Mopani region. But also he speaks about the issue of development, you know, unemployment, saying that there will be that working together between, you know, the governing party as well as government officials. So I think those were just some of the issues that he had told us, the chief had told us that they were going to address with the president once he made his way here earlier on when we had spoken to him. That was the briefing that he had given us. It seems those are the issues that were indeed raised. But we'd also heard that as the various members of the NWC are in various parts of this province, you know, there will be other issues, I suppose, political issues that they need to sit down and deal with as a party to ensure that, you know, South Africans or residents in those particular municipalities are able to, you know, get service delivery where there are problems of, you know, leadership. For example, Mphaphuli would be that particular municipality where we do know in this province, as well as Mogalakwena, where they will be dealing with those issues that are happening there in terms of the political instabilities of members of the ANC. It's back to you in studio, Mqolisi.
Right, Mhlako, and of course, before I let you go, at the heart of it all are the communities there in Limpopo. I don't know if you've managed to engage with some of them, because we do understand that the president is also assessing service delivery in some of the areas that they govern as the ANC. And how has this move been received by members of the community there?
Mqolisi, I'm experiencing a little bit of network challenges, but if I heard you correctly, the question was whether we had engaged with some members of the community, especially on issues of service delivery.
Correct.
We were in Lephalale 2 days back. We're also in Mudimule, where there were issues of, you know, that service delivery that, you know, community members in that particular area talking about. And we had asked them, you know, what was on their wish list in terms of what they wanted to see the NWC coming to fix or address within, you know, the province, and especially in areas that are governed by the African National Congress. You know, they had spoken of issues of unemployment, a lot of them saying that they want this system of jobs for cadres to be done away with, especially where people felt that they were excluded from economic opportunities simply because they were not members of the ANC. That was another issue that came up strongly within that Lephalale area. But they were also speaking about the fact that they wanted some sort of stability in terms of governance so that they are able to receive those particular services that they so desperately require. They also spoke about projects that were not complete. We also went to Mudimule, though it is not an ANC-run municipality, but rather it is a coalition municipality. But those are seemingly the issues at the hearts of many residents in the province. But you know, when you just generally go around and you speak to residents of this particular province, water quite a huge challenge. I mean, we know in Vembe as well, we know in Sekhukhune as well, there's water challenges, and well in other parts of Mopani where you do find those particular issues, residents complaining that where the government is unable to, you know, provide water coming out of taps. Also, there was the issue of water trackers as well. You know, how often are they coming into communities? Are they enough? So water quite an important issue, but also the issue of potholes. You know, the roads in not only here in Vembe, but in if you drive around the province, you will get an idea of what is happening in terms of the state of the roads there. So I suppose those are just some of the issues that sit at the hearts of many South Africans, as well as the issue of employment. A lot of young people in South Africa, unemployed people, are looking for jobs. Nobody just wants to wake up and watch the sun rise and set again. So those are just some of the issues as you know generally as a province that you walk around, as we do stories in various parts of this particular province, that you hear people talking about. These are issues that are, close to their hearts. So it's jobs, it's water, it's infrastructure. It's also the issue of corruption and how it's having a ripple effect on communities not being able to get services, basic services at that Mkolisi.
Water is essential.
Listen, Mahlaku, we park it here for now. Thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon.